Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at what's manifesting for you in 2023. So in order to find this, we'll pull one card which represents your manifestation for 2023. We'll go ahead and take a look at what's been going on for you in 2022. We'll expand on your manifestation card to get more details, and then we'll finish out the reading by taking a look at how you can best bring in this manifestation. Having said all of that, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so if there are messages that do not resonate, drop those messages, and do take or feel free to take the messages that do resonate. You can also check out your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, whatever sign or placement you resonate with. All right. What is manifesting for Gemini? Can we get one card? What is manifesting for Gemini here in 2023? All right, Gemini. In 2023, you are being given an opportunity to stand your ground. And I'm also feeling like some of you here are laying groundwork on something, okay? The Seven of Wands is, you may look at this card and think, this is a challenging manifestation, but actually, here's the thing. There are definite highlights and positives, or positives to highlight in the Seven of Wands card, which is your ability to stick to something, okay? And I think that this is what you're manifesting here. Your ability to truly stick to something, not back down, not waver in the face of competition. The Seven of Wands can indicate competition. It can indicate something that it can indicate, some type of competition. However, here's the thing about the Seven of Wands. This suggests that you've been successful, especially in 2022. The reason being is the Six of Wands comes before the Seven of Wands. So you can't get to this point without already being successful in your life. And so if anything, some of you here are kind of continuing the train of success for yourself in this year of 2023. And along the way, if somebody's like, no, you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be doing that, I think what's going on here is you have an ability to stick to what has made you successful and continue forward. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what's been going on for you in 2022 to help us understand this Seven of Wands manifestation. So can we get 3 cards here to bring in what's been going on in 2022? All right, can we get one more card here? Okay, so 2022, you have the High Priestess, you have the Three of Wands, and you have the Six of Cups showing up as what has been going on for you. So the Six of Cups, for some of you here, you've been dealing with something connected to the home in 2022. All right, so there might have been a lot of trips to, let's say, your parents' house, or there might have been a lot of trips to somebody in your family. Some of you may have moved back in with your family. Some of you have had something connected to home for you here that has been showing up. The Six of Cups can also, if it's not about quite literally being home, the Six of Cups can talk about what is familiar to you in your life. It can talk about exes as well, ex-partners or ex-relationships that you've been in. It can talk about also this idea of stopping to smell the roses in your life and taking a moment here to enjoy what you have now. I think that some of you in 2022, you've been connecting to something that makes you feel like you're home, or you've been connecting to quite literally family ties or family situations. Some of you here have maybe even been connecting to something that you've always wanted to do in your life. That's another thing with the Six of Cups. I also think some of you may have dealt with an ex relationship for some of you here in 2022. You have this Three of Wands, which represents growth and expansion. It's a very positive card. It is a small win that builds up to actually the Six of Wands. So with the Three of Wands, it's a small win that builds up into a big win over time. I think that you've already had some type of success here in the past because your manifestation for 2023 is the Seven of Wands. And it's now kind of on your shoulders here, or it's now on your plate to keep that success going and to continue up with that success. Now you have the High Priestess as well, which says that you intuitively know where it is that you need to expand here. And this is something that you've connected to in 2022. You've known where you've needed to expand, what you've outgrown. I think some of you know what you've outgrown here with the Six of Cups and the Three of Wands. And this has been a realization in 2022. Let's get 3 more cards here. Okay, so you have the Nine of Swords. Some of you are really, hold on, let me get these other 2 cards. You have the Queen of Cups. Can we get 1 more card here? We get 1 more card. The Queen of Pentacles, and I do want to get 1 more for the Nine of Swords. Okay. Too many, but we're going to take the Tower because it seems to fit. For some of you here, there has simply been a situation with an ex-partner that has been very challenging for you to deal with, that you've had, there's been some sort of like shock with an ex, or with something that there might have been a shock between you and somebody that you're familiar with. That has happened here in 2022. The Nine of Swords is somebody who is kind of having a nightmare, stressed, anxious, so forth and so on. I like to call the Nine of Swords card the mental health card. And so some of you here have been stressed about either an ex in your life or something pertaining to family or the family home, or something from your past here you've been working through in 2022. At the same time, you have this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Three of Wands, and the High Priestess. Some of you have known where you need to expand. You've figured out where you need to expand. What you've outgrown as well, I think, is showing up in the cards here for 2022. You figured out that there is something that you've simply outgrown. Maybe you've lived at home forever, and now in 2023 you will get an apartment, or you'll buy an apartment, or you'll move, or something like this here. You've figured out what you've outgrown in 2022, and that is a really nice thing to figure out. On the bottom of the deck, you have your energy. This is the Lover's card. This can simply refer to you. The Lover's card is the Gemini card. This can simply refer to you. But this can also refer to relationships. And I do think that some of you have had significant situations here in relationships that have been going on for you in the past. Let's go ahead and let's get 2 cards to expand on this Seven of Wands. Okay. All right, perfect. So you have the Six of Pentacles and you have the Three of Pentacles here showing up to clarify your manifestation here. So some of you work in a competitive space, okay? Like, for example, something that's just coming to mind, like you want to change jobs, but you work in a space where like there are 20 applicants or more for the one job. And this makes it hard for you to leave your current situation. What I want to say to you is you have this Six of Pentacles, which represents you receiving something. And not just receiving something, you're receiving something because you've given a lot. And I don't know if you just heard, there was like a horn, somebody honked their horn on the road. I don't know if the mic picked that up, but somebody honked their horn as soon as I said the Six of Pentacles from the street. And to me, what's going on here is you clearly can receive some type of shift in your career if this is something that you want, because Seven of Wands indicates you've been successful and that you've built on some type of you've built some type of success, and now you simply need to maintain what you already know, which is you already know how to be successful with the Seven of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. Again, you've given a lot. You've probably become an expert in something. The Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands is a card that I traditionally consider to be workplace competition. For some reason, I feel that you are in a competitive space in your career. And it's possible that some of you are dealing with one person or two people or a group of people that are competitive, but I also, my intuition is saying that you are in a competitive space, right? For example, YouTube's competitive, right? It takes something, I don't know what it is, but not everybody breaks through on YouTube. It's a competitive space. And you can find this in all sorts of different areas in work generally. Just something that's coming to mind. I'm like struggling to come up with more examples, but there are many competitive career fields out there, and I think some of you are in one of those. Streaming, for example, a professional streamer or whatever. But you seem to have the special sauce or the special ingredients to break through if this is something that you want. And I always like to say, like, you should never feel afraid to apply for a job or an opportunity that on paper looks bigger than you. For example, like maybe you've always been in, I'll just use one example that I know because this is my former career. Like maybe you've always been an entry-level web developer or designer, and now you want to apply for a senior position, a senior web designer or a web developer. On paper, it may not look like you have all of the qualifications, but the reality is that nobody meets all of the requirements or qualifications for a job application. I don't know if you know this, but the job applications are purposefully made to look challenging, right? Like nobody can hit all of the requirements on a job application or the qualifications. Even if you only hit 40% of the qualifications, you should still apply, because there is a lot more that goes into a hiring decision than just qualifications or your resume. I don't know why I feel the need to go in on this topic so much, but I do. And so to me, it suggests that you're potentially ready to move up in your situation here. Maybe this is something that you've realized you've outgrown something in your career. I also think some of you have realized that you've outgrown different relationship patterns as well. Here, let's go ahead and let's get two more cards to clarify. Okay, so you have the Ace of Cups and you have the Moon. Some of you are just a little bit suspicious about a colleague or somebody that you have to work with. You're also a little bit suspicious about, if it's not about a specific person, like you're questioning whether or not you're tough enough, whether or not you have the requisite skills or qualifications or disciplines or experience or a combination of all of that to get the job. And I've kind of already spent time talking about this, but it's showing up here for sure in the reading with the Moon, the Three of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. You know, if you work in a competitive space, you work in a competitive space. It is what it is, right? It doesn't mean that you can't go for it, right? I bet that you would surprise yourself here. I bet that you would surprise yourself if you're looking to make career moves here. I think that you would be pleasantly surprised. Ace of Cups, Six of Pentacles. This is a relationship pattern that you are outgrowing, which is you're giving too much. Okay. Now, this doesn't need to always be romantic relationships. This can also be in friendships or with other family members. You're giving too much. The Six of Pentacles is a giver, and the Ace of Cups represents relationships or new love relationships. Can we get two more cards here? Can we get two more cards? Yeah, and then can we get one more? Okay, so Queen of Wands is somebody who people want to hire the Queen of Wands. People want to work with the Queen of Wands. People want to be with the Queen of Wands. And so again, in this work, we're getting just confirmation after confirmation here in the work situation, which is go for it. Like if anything, if you walk away from this reading with anything, it's in 2023, you should really, if you feel guided, to make career moves, and you should try applying for that job. That may feel a little out of reach, because you never know. I think that you would surprise yourself. 7 of Swords is a card that can indicate deception. It can indicate backstabbing or deception. It can also indicate needing to build a strategy. But some of you here, it can also indicate self-sabotage, which I think is probably more in alignment for you. This is a pattern that you're releasing this year, okay? And with the 7 of Wands, you're sticking to it. You're like, okay, this is what I know I need to release, and I'm not going to let anybody prevent me from releasing this. You have the 4 of Cups on the bottom. 4 of Cups represents potentially an opportunity, you know, that you want to make sure that you don't miss out on here. You can see this cup in the upper left. This person is potentially missing out on it. It's also a card of boredom, but I think that this is more about you not missing out on an opportunity here. All right, how can you best bring this manifestation into your life? What can you do to best bring in this manifestation into your life? Okay, you have the 2 of Pentacles. You have the 2 of Wands, okay. And we got one more card here. Okay, you have the 3 of Cups. So, okay, here's the thing. So with the, I gotta get the cards rearranged here. All right. Notice we have these, we have 2, 2, 3. Okay, so 2, 2, 2 is a number that would suggest that you're on the right path. When I see that number, it suggests that you're on the right path. And to me, I feel like how you can best bring this in is recognize that you're doing the right thing. You're on the right course. You're taking the right actions. You're taking the right steps here to bring in what you need to bring in. And with the 7 of Wands, hold your ground. Hold your ground in 2023. You know what you've outgrown, clearly, because of the experiences in 2022. You know what you've outgrown. Don't let anyone tell you that you need to not do that, or that you shouldn't do that, or it's wrong, because you already know, especially with the High Priestess, you know what you need to release. And you have an opportunity here to release something. So you're on the right path. There is something about making sure you have a game plan here. Okay, with the 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, and this 7 of Swords, I also want to be very careful. I also want to remind you, or tell you here, I should say rather, to be very careful of drama. Do not get involved in drama this year. No drama, okay? Drama-free year for you, no drama. With the 3 of Cups, okay? This is gonna block your manifestation. It's not worth it. Drama's not worth it. You know, spying on people, trying to figure out like what's going on with, you know, who, none of this is worth it, right? So like, let go of drama for 2023. This is very important. Can we get 3 more cards? Okay, you have the Page of Swords. The Ace of Swords, definitely like that for you. And then can we get one more here? We have the Fool. Okay, love that for you. So Ace of Swords, Fool is an absolutely powerful new beginning coming into your life. And you know, this is something that you deserve. This is something that can't be stopped, basically, because the Fool is the chain reaction. It's the ball, you know, at the top of the hill starting to roll down the hill. You know, it's on its way. You know, you can't stop it. And the Ace of Swords is some type of new beginning that brings success in your life. The Page of Swords, I would really say be careful of gossiping, okay? I'd be very careful of drama, gossip, all of that. I'd step away from that. If it sounds like I'm calling you out, I'm not saying you're like a gossip fiend, but I'm saying this is a human tendency. You know, humans like gossip. It's like part of it. And it's really just an energy to release. You know, for 2023, you are really manifesting the release of things that you've outgrown, patterns you've outgrown, people, situations, scenarios you've outgrown here. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is this idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving. You have the Six of Pentacles down here. And vice versa, if you give a lot, it's also okay for you to receive. And I think that is the pattern that you're looking at here, that you're looking at manifesting here. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.